More bad news for DAZN streaming app. Pat McAfee leaves the show, leaves DAZN. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. Ooh, we work. Sign up for Patreon right now. You don't want to miss anything. Link in the description. Also, another great way to support the channel is to hit the YouTube membership join button next to the subscribe button, or go to ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus, the home of a ton of original content, archive fights, exclusives, BTS. Use that link in the description in the affiliate section. ESPN Plus, give you some content, while you're at your quarantine and whatnot. Get it as a standalone app, or you can bundle it. ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three apps, one price, $12.99 a month. Now, more bad news from DAZN. Let me jump right into the mix. Nobody else is talking about this, but leave it to your boy Boxingego New Media. We control the narrative. And Pat McAfee, it was a baseball, I forgot what they called it, turnaround show or reach around show. That sounds suspect, but they just debuted this show September 9th, and it's June 2nd, and the show's already terminated. This is a former NFL punter, I believe, Pat McAfee, that had his show talking on DAZN, and now you guys see it. Barrett Sports, I'll link in the description. Nobody's talking about this, but I'll talk about it. Says the Pat McAfee show, Pat McAfee leaves DAZN. Quote, losing the video simulcast does not affect the radio version of his show. That is still controlled by Westwood One and is part of CBS Sports Radio. So I guess he had a partnership with DAZN and some other outlets, and just his DAZN portion is no longer a thing. There seems to be no bad blood between Pat McAfee and DAZN, but the two sides have decided they do not have a future together. Bobby Burak of Outkick the Sports Coverage reports. The final episode of the Pat McAfee show aired on the streaming service on Friday. And this, I've been meaning to make this video, so I've known about this for a while. Let's see when this article was dated, May 8th. Again, I'm just, this wasn't my highest priority, so I'm just now getting to the video. Losing the video simulcast does not affect the Pat McAfee show that is controlled by CBS. DAZN declined to comment. So it is what it is. You haven't seen no new episodes of it. Obviously, there's no live sports. As for the future of Pat McAfee show, former punter is following sports media titan Dan Patrick, blah, blah, blah. And that's the latest. So the article that they cite was this one underneath. Outkick the coverage. They came with the scoop. Pat McAfee and DAZN part ways. Pat McAfee aired his final episode on DAZN last Friday, sources tell Outkick the coverage. DAZN spokesperson declined to comment the news. Nothing is changing on the radio side with Westwood One. So the video version of Pat McAfee show will continue to air on McAfee's YouTube page, where it drew 130,000 views yesterday. YouTube is an appealing option for video versions of both radio shows and podcasts. The Joe Rogan Experience routinely draws over 1 million views per episode. Ben Shapiro's popular political podcast, too, has found success on the platform. On the sports side, these other guys have moved their shows to the tech giant. Right? So, bad news for DAZN. Why is this bad news for DAZN? Because they had a show and now it's canceled. They came out with the show in September of last year, and less than a year, it's already been canceled. No live sports, no boxing. Eddie Hearn said, oh yeah, don't believe the rumors. There's all kinds of things swirling from sources. You have heard no one from DAZN come out and tell the fans what their recourse is for lack of programming. If you paid $100, what are you getting? You don't hear DAZN really speaking on it. You think fans are going to just hold tight and have no content and continue to pay. So DAZN must be experiencing a record-breaking level of drop-off, especially during this pandemic, because your bread and butter was the live event. Now with shows that you had like Pat McAfee, which maybe some people subscribe for and watch. I never personally watched it. But with that being said, you don't even have that anymore. So that's one less reason for the people who did want that, right, to subscribe to DAZN. And DAZN continues to clout chase. It says, KSI, I'm aiming for Jake Paul. I want to fight him. It's going to happen. I need to finish off this YouTube boxing. So again, fantasy fights. There's no signed contract to our knowledge. And this is via Matchroom Boxing. How long can you hold off the legions of fans that need answers and need programming with something? Nobody else company-wise is doing this. Top Rank has already announced that they're back. They have dates. They have a schedule. That's ESPN. ESPN also being a linear network, they have a documentary, a 10-part Michael Jordan documentary, and a ton of content, as well as the UFC, who have been showcasing fights like Tyron Woodley, he just recently lost, Amanda Nunes is coming up, etc. DAZN is showing you stuff that you can get on Devin Haney's Instagram, you know, or fantasy fights, or, you know, things like that. Mike Tyson, who has nothing to do with DAZN at the moment, you know, or hey, look at this, Canelo, you know, your favorite boxers as sneakers, all these games and gimmicks and stuff like that. When are you going to come out with some content? When are you going to address the fans? There's riots, people are looting, people are scared, and business is business. I told you from the beginning of this pandemic thing that DAZN was going to get hit hard, and you're seeing it. It's not a good idea, or it's not a good sign when all these reports are surfacing that DAZN is looking for investors. DAZN is looking to be bought. Let's pull it up. DAZN looking, look, boom. DAZN looking for investors, right? And this was happening before. Look at the date, October 25th, 2019. DAZN seeking US $500 million in new funding. This was before the pandemic. This was before they were trying to raise 500 mil. Now they're saying that they're looking for a cash infusion and possibly willing to sell the whole business. And this is supposed to be buy pay-per-view and the Netflix of boxing and all this extra stuff. It's looking real weird, man, because you can't survive like this. You have to address the fan. And again, with the loss of a show, a sports show, he's going on to greener pastures or whatever. You know, he has his own radio show that's still on. It's just not on your platform. You know, he might go to YouTube, the Pat McAfee dude, so wish him the best. He's going to go on YouTube and continue his movement, but that's one less program for you. So once again, DAZN is going to need to come up with something and come up with something big, because I don't see how you survive like this. No answers, no recourse. Just simply saying you can pause your account, that's not good enough. Pausing doesn't have anything to do with the months that you have no content. So has not been a fight really since Mikey Garcia and Jesse Vargas on the platform. All their fights, like Sergey Kovalev was supposed to fight Sullivan Barrera. Golden Boy had a car with Marlon Esparza and Lamont Roach and Joette Gonzalez. All these fights on DAZN got canceled. You have fights with Usyk and Derek Chisora. These all got canceled and or postponed. Dillian White, Alexander Povetkin. You had Joshua Pulev. All these fights moved, postponed, and we've heard nothing from DAZN. So again, time is ticking, and the fans are getting restless and probably wondering, as a paid subscription-based service, what they are paying for, if they are still continuing to pay, or if they paid the $100 price point, what did I pay for? You know? And then the little bit of shoulder programming that they are doing, that they haven't released or haven't like stopped working with, like Pat McAfee, they're putting it on YouTube for free. So again, who needs to even open your app? That's a bad sign when you have an app and no one needs to really open it for any reason. We'll see how this plays out, but nobody else is talking about it. New media, we talk about everything because we control the narrative. Pat McAfee and DAZN part ways. One less show. In case you were wondering, that's the latest. Let me know what you guys think. We working. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego. the future of boxing.